we are going to be playing Emerald with Hisuian Samurott. If you want to know about the moveset or anything like that, you'll have to head on over to the horizontal stream. But for now, we are going to get started right away. I always have my controller just set to the side on the ground. Did I backport moves? We do not backport moves in Gen 1 or Gen 3. We only do it in Crystal. Just, Gen 3 really doesn't need backported moves. There's already so many options. It's not really gonna matter. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. And we're off to the races. Also, you guys may have noticed something odd about the thumbnail. I'm actually considering a thumbnail redesign. And that's kind of what I've been thinking, because my regular videos, the amount of impressions they've been having is actually extremely high, but the click-through rate's always been really low, and I think my thumbnail might be to blame for it. So what I'm experimenting with is I removed the title of the game in the top left, I moved the live icon over there, I made the game box bigger, and the Pokemon itself bigger, and I put a red arrow connecting it to the game. I kind of based it off of like Scott's sort of redesign with the arrow. But let me know what you think of it. I think the Pokemon being bigger is honestly going to help it, because it needs to take up more space. Also, hello, Bolting Blissy, or Lazy, Ian Takala, Dominic, Axu, and I believe that's everybody. And Sundown. Hey, Shadow Stitch. A good back sprite. Yeah, I didn't make the back sprite. Someone else did. I'm assuming it's from a website called Poke Community. There's a lot of Gen 3 style sprites on there. In fact, when I use one of them, I just say in the credit, made by someone in Poke Community, because I don't know who the specific guy is. Also, yeah, since we got Brick Break and Water Gun mainly, we're pretty much going to be all good for Roxanne, honestly. I think just not pure minimum battles. I don't think minimum battles in Emerald is ever a good idea. There's just so many spinners in the game, plus there are areas you have to go through multiple times. You're better off just doing the fights as you go through. Like, these little trainers here don't cost time. Really that much. Although I probably shouldn't have used Brick Break on a bug type. Oh well. Dude. The Samurott cry, like, threw off my timing, because some Pokemon have longer cries than others, and if I'm playing something with a longer cry, I often do that. Alright. Gotta... But yeah, I'm actually really liking the redesign of the thumbnail. I actually thought of it last night, like when I was struggling to go to sleep. I didn't like make them because my computer was shut off, but I pretty much knew I wanted to make the Pokemon like take up the entire right side of the thumbnail, have an arrow connecting to the box art, and then I'll have either the live icon or like a solo run icon. Yeah, no. If we did this in Gen 2, I would, but then again, Gen 2 technically has spikes. I would have to make a custom move command to do damage while setting up spikes. But I'm sure it'd be possible, because spikes do exist in that game. I don't know if they stack, though, in Gen 2. I don't think they do. Also, I don't know if Scott or other people do this. I don't know if any of them know this, but you can actually purchase repels in Petalburg. They don't stack. I guess that's true, but having spikes up could help. Just in case. Yeah, these trainers, I just fight every single run. I always go for Petalburg. I wonder if Scott knows you can buy him there. I mean, he's done Emerald for almost 2 years now. I'm sure he knows it by now, right? Honestly, Axio, I'm actually quite surprised you didn't make Megahorn like a reminder move like you did with Eruption. Like, I had to use a heart scale to get the move. The fact we get Megahorn this early is kind of broken. He does buy him there? Okay, I guess that's just a me thing. I never knew they sold him. Hey, Shadow Trait. You notice since Shadow Stitch is here, I said Shadow Trait. I don't need to heal at the center yet. No, Water Gun's gonna do more damage to her Pokemon anyway. Yeah, plus if I have a super effective move, I always attempt to fight Roxanne's trainers here. Like, early game XP is gonna help a lot, especially for Watson. I mean, we have a strat for Watson, it's called Brick Break, but we gotta make sure we outspeed. I mean, 85 speed is definitely enough speed where we could use minus speed nature, but it doesn't mean we can just go in under leveled, you know? I mean, all I care about is just outspeeding the Magneton, or in the Voltorb. I think, besides his Manectric, his fastest Pokemon's 49, so I generally just prefer getting 49 speed, because the Manectric is not that scary at all. Alright, I'm just gonna save. I probably could have equipped an Orange Berry, but not a big deal. Stream's going great. Oh, Shadow, can you tell me what you think of the new thumbnail for this stream? I, did a thumbnail redesign. It's not too much, but I'm trying to create a thumbnail to get more clicks. I think my old one just needed a glow up. No, don't take my goods. Whatever shall I do? Thumbnail was good. Yeah, what I did was I made the Pokemon take up the entire right side instead of just part of the right side. And I made the game box art bigger. I removed the logo because now that I looked at it, the logo and the box art do not need to be on the same thumbnail. I just made the box art bigger and I made an arrow. I am really constricting myself on PowerPoints here. Yeah, when I get back to not Petalburg, Rustboro, I will need to go heal. Also, I realized this from the pincer video this morning. I really need to work on my, not my language, but like just how I talk about the runs. I need to stop saying and but so many times. Because I think in the pincer video I said but like 50 times or something. So I'm trying to fix that. I'm starting with these streams. Like if there's ever a situation where I need to use the word but, I'll either try to skip the word or use a substitute. I'm sure, I know some people told me it wasn't a big deal, but just, I think I need to improve. However, that's not the time or place. Bubble Beam, nice. Water Gun helped in the early game. Bubble Beam's just going to be better. My thumbnails I try to make not too overwhelming, but at least appealing. You got to make them simple. Not simple. Yeah, they need to be a mix of simple and like you take one look at it and people will immediately know what it is. Because if that Scyther video, its click-through rate is around 2% right now. But if it was at 4 or 5% just with a better thumbnail, that video would be at around 1,500 views by now. If the click-through rate was only double. Like, that just shows how good click-through rate is for measurement. Skip Brawly or face him? I'm skipping him. Okay, I'm gonna get some extra pokeballs, some extra potions, some antidotes and paralyze heals, and that'll be it. Because what I've determined with Brawly, if I can't learn Bulk Up, and I don't have a super effective move to deal with him, I'm just gonna skip him. Because it's just not worth it. I could get resets. Well, I guess I get Meryl. I guess I'm not getting Meryl right now. I did not think Pound was gonna kill the thing. Hey, first try. Alright, I'm pretty sure any of my moves can kill, which is why I buy a lot of Pokeballs. I do that for most thumbnails. I make them appealing. Anybody that does commentary does that. It's all good. It'll come in time. Well, the point is, I've been recording voiceovers for quite a while, but I only just now realized recently just how often I say it. Like, it's fine to say it every now and then, but I need to just get my language in order, you know? Alright, can Bubble Beam let this live? Nope. I don't really care about catching Meryl right now, because I get a guaranteed Meryl in Petalburg when I get Surf. I just need a flyer. Okay, I'll give this thing a chance. But the difference is, if I catch Meryl later, I'm actually able to pick up more Great Balls and, I believe, an Ultra Ball, too. So I'll have way better options to catch it. Oh my gosh, dude. There we go. Alright, come on, get me a flyer. Dude, 4 Meryls before a single flyer? It's a 20% chance to find a flyer on this route. There we go. It's 10% Wingull, 10% Talo, so 20% chance to find a flyer. And I believe Meryl, it's probably also 10%, but the fact I found 4 Meryls is kind of nuts. But still, it's nowhere near as bad as the time it took me 30 encounters to find Zigzagoon. It is so hard to talk to that guy first try. That dumb Wingull. Like, whenever you're combining 2 sentences, normally you would use the word but to, like, combine the 2. But you can just leave the word but out entirely, and the sentence just sounds better. Like, for example, I'll say, we do have a minus speed nature, but we have enough speed. I would just say, we do have a minus speed nature, we do have enough speed though, so it's not going to matter. Like, that's how I would word it. Because it sounds more professional. I just gotta try not use it as much. Or at least find substitutes like however or fortunately. Alright. Skipping Brawly. So I may as well just skip this split. Yeah, exactly. Soft Sand could be useful. I did not need to pick up that Great Ball. I already caught a Meryl. I only ever get that when I need to get the Meryl. Yeah, I'm doing practice. It's what I'm trying to do right now. Also, it looks like Scott might actually be creating a new community race. I honestly thought he was going to be done with those after the whole Smeargle race. I'm surprised he's wanting to do another one. He hasn't announced what the Pokemon is, but I can guarantee you I will participate. I haven't won any of his races since the P-word race. You know, the P-word Pokemon from Gen 1. You get it at the game corner. The P-word. Practice voiceovers off screen. No, I can practice them starting at the streams. Because I always do voiceovers without a script. So this is effectively a similar thing. Also, I still need to figure out what to do for a 2000 sub special. I want to do a very special solo run. Steve thinks I should try and do something a bit easier, but I think I need to try and do something like sort of challenging but interesting. Steve told me though that when Scott did his like 10 and 20k ones, he did Mew and Celebi. Therefore, I think I should do like a mythical, but I'm just not sure. Yeah, Shadow, you can... Anyone can join it. If you want, Axu in my Discord, he can give you a link. Why am I here? Well, I do need more repels. Also, fun fact, Scott in the museum, Scott the Battle Frontier guy, he heals your Pokemon after you defeat the Aqua Grunts. You don't have to heal at the center. I never knew that when originally doing these runs, so I always planned to heal in this town, but you don't need to. I mean, you see, I still occasionally use butt, but I'm just... I'm trying to not use it every other sentence. Hard. Alright, I'm gonna go over here and defeat some trainers. These trainers are effectively mandatory because I do have to pass through this route later. Not the twins, though. I'm just gonna fight that woman and this guy. There's also 2 trainers in the grass that I could beat for a PP up, but I don't really need a PP up. I'm just gonna skip it. Get out of the way, Granny. This guy I always like to fight. You have to pass this route several times. You may as well just beat him. You might be thinking of Ruby and Sapphire so much. You don't get free heals at either Devon, Core, or the museum. Honestly, it comes at the price of not having to deal with dialogue, so I'm willing to do that. I just went into this fight paralyzed. Oh boy. At least Mega Horn one. I'm pretty sure Mega Horn was the only move that would one-shot that. I have no idea what that means, Shadow. Alright, I'm not going to fight any of the optional trainers here. I am still paralyzed, but these people only have 1 Pokemon. Surely I'll be fine. I said surely I'll be fine. See? Wait, what hidden power does this Abra have? Like, does nothing. I'm gonna skip that Whalmer guy. I don't think I need that much experience. Plus, I am paralyzed, so I'm just gonna skip him. I mean, I could just walk back down and get him. I don't think it'll be necessary, though. Because I am going to fight the trainers to the east here, because they are mandatory. So I may as well... Oh, that is not the right bike. I am not using the Mach bike on 3 times speed. And besides, the Acro bike gets me 2 rare candies. Actually, it's 1 or 2 rare candies. I believe it's just 1. I mean, technically the Mach bike gets you a rare candy inside Granite Cave, but it's so hard to get to with the cracked tiles. I effectively pretend it doesn't exist. Yeah, we will outspeed. I'm not too worried. It's just these trainers are mandatory, so I'm just fighting them. Water Pulse. No. Bubble Beam is 5 power stronger. Alright, let's go fight, Watson. Alright, so I will outspeed everything but the Manectric. I will one-shot it with Bubble Beam. I will one-shot the Electrike with Bubble Beam. One-shot the Manectric with Brick Break. And then hope... Honestly, I might try and Mega Horn the Manectric. Because it's my most powerful move. I should have been using Bubble Beam there. Also, I really need to learn a more efficient path through this gym. Potion. Alright, I think I'm gonna equip a cherry berry for safety. Hello, Shally Tongue. I can't get Ice Beam just yet. Alright, Bubble. You have... Interesting. Okay, I think I should have used a different move there. That is concerning. I did not think he was going to save Magneton last. That is interesting. I've never seen him do that before. Alright, so I'm just going to have to use 2 Bubble Beams. I mean, there is the chance of a speed drop. Oh. Wow. Okay, I will need to do more training. I only really cared, I didn't care if the Manectric outsped, because I assumed he would send it out last, and I could 2-shot it. But the fact he sends out Manectric first... Alright, I'm just gonna fight this guy and then just the trainers in his gym. That should be enough. With water and flying types, Watson sent out Manectric before Magneton. That makes no sense to me, honestly. Because they both have electric moves. This isn't the generation where the AI does damage ranges with all of its Pokemon to figure out the best thing to switch into. I know Platinum does that. Okay, so I need 1 more level. Ah. Dude? Oh no, Shockwave did like 3 damage. Okay, exactly level 28. Hopefully this puts me at 56 speed and not 55. And I'm speed tied. You know what? I'll live with it. Okay. What do you think, Axie? Do you think the minus speed nature sort of punished me a little bit, or is the extra training still just worth it just to keep the nature? Extra training personally. Yeah, it's not that much training. I probably should have taught that, honestly. You have got to be kidding. How did that live? That was literally like 1 HP left. That had to have been a range. It's fine. I was like, oh no, did I just teach that thing Rock Smash? It's fine to teach Meryl Rock Smash. I just can't teach Meryl I just can't teach it Surf. Better remember what to do for a minute. I'm gonna fight these trainers. So I think I should just leave Bubble Beam in slot 1. Just because so many Pokemon at this point in the game resist Brick Break. Hello, Area 91. Check it out. 4 times super effective Mega Horn. You know, I probably could have just skipped this person, because I don't need to pass that specific trainer again. Oh well. Training's always good. Yeah, the sprite does look nice. I'm not the one who made it, though, so I don't want to take credit for it. But Area 91, can you tell me what you think of the thumbnail for the stream? I did a thumbnail redesign. I'm thinking of all the new videos, and the current ones will be changed to that new thumbnail. I wanted to make something that was more clickable. Does look good. Thanks. Do you think it looks better than the old one? This cool trainer actually gives really good XP yields. In the past, I used to just skip this guy, just because there was a neat little trick where you can ride the bike, go straight down, then straight up, and always avoid him. But there's no reason to do that in solo runs. He's very good. I don't even remember the old one. Remember the old one. This, I'm not gonna forget. I mean, the old thumbnail is literally what I used for, like, the last stream. Like, all my thumbnails have had the same design for, like, over a year. Like, look at the last stream. That's the old thumbnail. From here, Samurott's gonna outspeed everything. That's true, yeah. So, it looks like the minus speed nature only mandated extra training for Watson. Yeah, this guy I always fight. Something I've learned, if you try to avoid most of the optional spinners and only fight like random trainers like Swellow guy here, you're gonna end up being underleveled at major fights, so it's better to just fight most people. Alright, I'm gonna get Dig. I'm not gonna use it though, because we get Hidden Power Ground. Also, I'm always going to fight this person from now on, because she has caught me so many times when going to Steven. It's annoying. Oh, better get the Carbos. Also, what do you think the vitamin of the day should be when I go get Hidden Power? The vitamin I'm thinking of, like, Carbos is definitely out of the question. I'm thinking either protein or calcium. I mean, we're going to be getting Swords Dance really soon, so I'm thinking calcium. But I'm not sure how much longer we're going to be using special attacks. You think protein? Yeah, that's what I'm leaning towards. Oh, calcium. I don't know. It just depends on what vitamins I think I'm going to... what move I'm using more. Because as soon as I get Swords Dance, I plan to just switch my moveset to, like, Brick Break and Hidden Power Ground. Actually, here's a question. Brick Break and Hidden Power Ground. Oh, that doesn't really work well against Pelipper's. I need a good physical move for... I guess just Return? You think I should get Return? Oh, geez, that ping scared me. I almost thought OBS went down. But no, it's just this stupid antivirus. Rock moves? This thing doesn't get a rock move. Honestly, I may actually go back and get Return. Or no, just teach Secret Power. Yeah, Return is just too out of the way. I'll just teach Secret Power right now. Alright, I do not want Pound anymore. Yeah, so I think my moveset for a good while is going to be Secret Power, Brick Break, Mega Horn, and Swords Dance. I don't think there's really any point in keeping a water move. I don't even think I'm going to teach this thing Bubble Beam. I mean, I'll use... Or not Bubble Beam, I mean Surf. I mean, I'll hold on to Bubble Beam for Flannery, but I don't think I need it for anywhere else, do I? Oh, what level do I get Swords Dance? 39, so it's actually kind of close. Megahorn's going to shred Tate and Liza. That is true. I do want to hold on to it. My original plan was Surf, but yeah, the whole split-based power thing isn't going to work out too well. I can get off one Swords Dance for free because it'll just get distracted by the HM users. So then I could just Mega Horn it from there. Just in case, I'm going to get Attract. Could help with Steven. Darn, I could have avoided that guy. Okay, I need to use an Ether on Bubble Beam. Alright, can we get the 1 in 64 hiker? Darn. We haven't found one yet in these backports, but we will eventually. Also, I'm not going to get Harden at Fall Arbor. I think that return specifically is just way too out of the way. Because you have to get the Meteorite, then go back. Theoretically, you could just get the Meteorite, then wait till Fly to get it, so it won't cost too much time. But that's only if you need return starting after Winona to, like, Tate and Liza. But then again, if you just go to Pacific Log first, you'll get return there. Unless you need return as extremely early as possible, which I think is only really worth it for, like, first stage Pokemon. I think first stage Pokemon are going to be the ones that need to do that. But for, like, fully evolved Pokemon, I don't think it's going to need it. At least from there. I'll get the other one. Alright, Lepa Berry. Bubble Beam. Not even gonna save. I will get hit with Intimidate, but I'm pretty sure I can one-shot the Mightyena. Watch me regret this decision. Well, as long as I can hit Bubble Beam on this camera up, I should be good. Oh no, Focus Energy. See, didn't even regret it. Probably should have used Mega Horn, though. Dang, I thought I had a Repel up. Why did I use a Repel? That was completely wasteful. Also, this guy I am going to fight because I do need to backtrack up the Ragged Pass later. So just fight him. I hate how they keep registering your number. Alright, I'm going to get this to sell. I'm just going to skip all the optional trainers in here. Fun fact. Well, I guess I'm fighting one guy. Fun fact. Flannery's gym trainers are actually some of the worst gym trainers to grind on. Honestly, even worse than Watson's, because at least some of the trainers in Watson's gym have multiple Pokemon. Everybody here, I believe, only has one Pokemon. And they're all, like, first stage. Not good. Plus, you're gonna need training for Watson anyway. Not many Pokemon are gonna need training for Flannery. At least in this gym. Alright, will this one-shot the Torkoal? Probably wouldn't. Crunch? No. Dark-type offensively is only really good on Tate and Liza. Plus, we have Mega Horn for it. Alright, since this is a first run, I will need to get to the rare candies. And oh, the tower's here. Nice. It's okay. I always have to encounter some... Oh, dang it. I always have to encounter something first before I remember to use that repel. Yeah, I should have gone down a bit first. Yeah, these are not trainers I would ever fight. Dude, what is wrong with me today? I hate that pokeball thing there. Okay. I'm going to buy one hidden power. Now we need to sell some stuff. Let's see. I don't want the heart scale. No, I'm not getting rid of those. 2 nuggets. I don't want the carbos. I'm holding the protein. I'll hold on to that PP up. Still need those. Get rid of Shockwave, Rock Tomb, Steel Wing, Overheat. Alright, Vitamin of the Day. Let's see, I've got 2 protein already, so I can buy 4. And that should be good enough. It's not going to max it out, but I don't think it really matters. I'm actually going to PP up Brick Break. I might actually save the PP max in the Magma Hideout for Megahorn. Norman should be relatively free. Just Bubble Beam on the counter turn. Alright, thank you for the reminder. Just in case. Alright. Oh, no, no, no. That is not what I meant to do. There, I Mega Horned a fighting type. Take that. Man, I need to heal at the center now. Look how low my PP is. Scott would not approve of how low that PP is. I wonder if there's any particular order you could go through this gym to get the best XP yields for only 3 trainers. Wonder if anyone's ever figured that out. Actually, wait, well, we get Swords Dance at 39. It might be potentially worth it to do a tiny bit more training, but I don't think it's going to be worth it. I think Brick Break will just one-shot everything but the slacking. I figured. Hey, the Citrus Berry actually put it out of heal range. Nice. And 39-minute Norman split. This thing is cruising right now. Although, I did have the 2 resets at Watson's gym. That's just because I had no idea he was going to set out Manectric before Magneton. He almost never does that. But apparently, if what Axu says is true, he only does that for water and flying types. So I'll need to remember that. Let's surf the Zigzagoon. Oh yeah, fun fact, there's an ether right there. Okay, I have got 7 Pokeballs and 1... Wait, I already caught one. What the hell am I doing? Such a one-head. I remember in Oras on that island, there'd be a secret base there. Oh, the elixir. Dang it. I guess technically that guy I should have fought earlier. I don't think it matters, though. I just use that iron every run. It's free. May as well use it. Alright, gonna get some citrus berries. These are good for last-minute healing items, or just equip it if I don't have any other held item. Dang it. Coming up ahead, I will eventually get a cast form. It does have a Mystic Water, which if I'm using a water type, I would like to get, but I don't plan on using a water move at all for the rest of the run. So I'm just going to hold on to a Citrus Berry. Even though Mega Horn tantalizes free with dark types, Sawtooth and Lunatone cannot do anything. Lunatone could put me to sleep. That's like one thing it can do. Oh, here's another useful thing that Surf could do. Surf could actually make these double battles faster, but most of these I could just fight them one at a time anyway. Plus, that way the HM user won't gain XP. I think after the stream, I might just go back to the videos that I released during this new year. I'm not going to edit the thumbnails for the live streams, but for the videos that I've released this year so far, starting with Platinum Rampardos, I'm actually going to go back to them and redesign the thumbnails. I want all the videos and streams for 2025 to have a new look to them. I'm not going to edit the live stream ones, though. Those will be like a moving forward type of change. But for the edited videos, I'll go back to the start of the year and just do that. Oh my god, dude. Dude! Stop it. Stop it, dude. That Citrus Berry actually came in clutch. I was hitting myself so many times in confusion, it actually activated. Swords Dance. Secret Power. Honestly, I don't think I'm going to use Mega Horn that much. I should probably put Mega Horn in slot 4, then Swords Dance in slot 2. Yeah. Yeah, I remember when I played Samurott in White 2 challenge mode, it got Swords Dance by level up. That thing just destroyed Pokemon White 2. There's no mandatory ghost type in Hoenn until Phoebe. That's actually interesting. Didn't know that. Well, technically there are optional spinners that do have ghost types, but in Emerald it is easy to encounter them, so it's better to be safe. Sorry, it's not like I have spinners modded out of the game. Honestly, do you think I should equip the Silk Scarf? Or just not bother equipping anything? I'll just equip the Silk Scarf. That way, Secret Power becomes my most powerful, consistent move. I say consistent because Mega Horn exists. You know, it's a very good thing there aren't any fighting type special. Well, there's no good fighting type specialists in this game. At least the HM users don't level up that much because of how the old XP formula works. You know what's funny? I used Growl by mistake, but fortunately, since the opponent used Mist, the Growl did nothing, so Wingull technically didn't affect the battle. Dudes, attack someone else. Oh my gosh, you stupid Pelipper. Dude. Pelipper, stop using Protect multiple times. They are just being a huge troll right now. Dude, stop attacking me. You've got to be kidding. Dude, that should not have been close. Why were they not attacking the Wingull? Like, what was that? That was just insane. Mega Horn. I guess Secret Power may have been a better idea. Either way, it's a 2-hit. Alright. I'm not going to use Swords Dance on the Swablu because it does have Perish Song. Alright, I'll use it on this thing. That Tropius is really bad. Funnily enough, the previous trainer's Tropius is actually better because it has Razor Leaf, but this one's got Solar Beam, which is kind of funny. I thought that was Swords Dance. But I guess I'll keep Swords Dance slot 4. I'm used to keeping setup moves in slot 4 anyway. I should just stick to Protocol. Nice, +4 is enough. Scott's trying to call me during a run. Can you believe that guy? Oh, fun fact. Think. What do you miss? Not much. I did not know my repel ran out. These two cool trainers right here, I fight every single run. I'm impressed that lived. Also, why did I not teach Hidden Power? That would have been a way better... Well, I don't want to delete Megahorn, but at the same time, I really want to hold on to Brick Break. I should just not teach it entirely. It's not really useful till Steven. Alright, I am going to want Substitute. I'm not going to get it right now, though. I do know to the left, there's actually some optional trainers that are really good XP, but they are just slightly out of the way, so I'm actually not going to fight them unless I really need the training. I mean, they're still good, but unless I need it. You know, I do wonder if I should have just gotten the meteorite and just take like 10 seconds to fly to Fall Arbor and get return. It actually would have made Taden Liza, or not Taden Liza, it would have made Winona's gym easier. But I think in the next run, I'll just get the meteor. Well, the problem is, I don't get fly till afterwards, so if I want the move for Winona, I would have to manually walk back, which is going to add like 45 seconds to a minute. I just don't think that's worth it. If you could get fly before her, I would. I like how he did that side hop. Alright, first up, this place. Gonna heal up at the center. I've already taught strength. Dominic, I don't know if you asked that earlier or if that was someone else, but no, we did not. We don't backport moves in Gen 3. I mean, even if we did, it wouldn't be that good, because in Gen 3, all dark moves are special. Oh my god. I don't like how the Gen 3 bike loves to stick to walls. Like, it's not like the Gen 1 bike. I think it was me, but I had forgotten. Oh, that's okay. Honestly, a lot of the overworld stuff in Emerald does look really nice. I just don't like how you have to fight so many evil grunts. Alright, I am going to get the PP Max. I'm actually going to... Actually, here's the question. Do I plan to keep Megahorn the entire game? Honestly, should I? Because I want Substitute and Swords Dance going into the league. But what will my two moves be? Hello, JC. Yeah, the Mach Bike is really good on 1x speed, but the problem is, when you speed up the game, it just doesn't work out too good. Although I have experimented doing solo runs with the Mach Bike, it does help moving small distances easier, unlike the Acro Bike. But the problem is, the Acro Bike makes it easier to get up to the magma hideout, so you don't have to take the monorail. Or the gondola, or whatever it's called. It's the gondola, I think. Plus, it gives me access to a rare candy that I can easily get. So overall, the acro bike is just better. I think if neither bike gave you any exclusive items besides speed, I would do the Mach bike. But the fact that there's a rare candy that needs Mach bike or acro bike, I'll just use it. Also, I really should have been using secret power there. Okay. Maybe the PP Max should just be saved for return, I think. I would keep Megahorn for Tate and Liza and Sydney. I was planning to keep it for Tate and Liza. I just don't know. I mean, Sydney potentially, but I mean, I have Swords Dance at that point. Sydney's bad enough that Brick Break dunks on him. Yeah, I think Brick Break should do just fine. Yeah, sorry if like the moveset's going super fast on the vertical stream, but my moveset is Secret Power, Megahorn, Brick Break, and Swords Dance. Uh-oh. You know, I really should have used a couple more Swords Dances. Because that was way too slow. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get the rare candy here. He does not have a Sableye. That is Phoebe. That is not the right town. Fun fact, in Ruby and Sapphire, Sydney has Sharpedo on his team. But in Emerald, what did they replace Sharpedo with? He doesn't have a Sharpedo in Emerald. Kind of weird. The Sharpedo actually makes Sydney harder in Ruby and Sapphire because he has a very fast Pokemon on his team. That Sharpedo is actually one of the fastest in the league. Crawdont. Okay, yeah, his Crawdont's terrible. But if they had kept his Sharpedo, that'd be a very fast Pokemon we'd have to take into account. Alright, since I do want Substitute, here's the question. Should I get it now? Like, is there a move I could get rid of? Or do you think I should hold off on it? I think I should hold off on it. At least beat Tate and Liza first. I do Gen 5 solo runs. I haven't done them in a while, but there will be some White 2 runs coming up at the end of January. But Pokemon Black will be sometime in February. But yeah, I do those games. I just haven't done them in a while. But there are videos that are recorded. I really missed the smooth frame rate of Emerald. Yeah, the Gen 3 games did run really good. And then the Gen 4 games really, I mean, they still pushed the system, but it did lead to... It made it basically unplayable at one-time speed. Like, you played it once as a kid, but if you go back to replay it, it is slow. Even Platinum. Yeah, Platinum did fix, like, some speed issues that Diamond and Pearl had, but it's still slow, dude. Black and White, I think, did fix a lot of the speed issues that Gen 4 had. Plus, Gen 6 just feels really fast. Like, with how the text functions. But it does cancel it out a little bit because of all the dialogue. Especially Gen 7. Delta Emerald. Okay, here's the question. What is the point of a remaked third version? Like, what's the point of that? Like, if you're just gonna have a remake third version, what's the point of the other two getting remakes? What's the point of that? So you're saying, like, they should have only made Delta Emerald and nothing else? I actually do not agree with that opinion. When people want to see, like, an original game being remade, they don't want to see only Delta Emerald, because, believe it or not, most people who played Hoenn have not played Emerald. Because as a kid, most people who played Hoenn was Ruby and Sapphire. You gotta look at the sales numbers. Ruby and Sapphire sold around 18 million units, while Emerald only sold 7 million. Way more people played Ruby and Sapphire. It does not make sense to remake Emerald. Plus, they gotta release the second version, you know? Okay, yellow is not better than red and blue. I don't like how yellow forces you to start with Pikachu. That's just horrible. In solo runs, it's probably more fun, but regular yellow? Heck no. Alright, I'm gonna get this rare candy. Yeah, they did give you the other starters, but the problem is they made you beat Brock with Pikachu. And I mean, yeah, there's the whole, like, catch a Nidoran, level it up a bit, but how is a casual player supposed to know that? Like, Steve told me what he did was he would have to... he trained his Pikachu to level 22 or whatever it was to get Slam. And he would use Tail Whip and Slam. Or get Butterfree with Confusion. The point is, it's Pikachu. Like, come on. And the fact they forced you to not evolve it is just dumb. What's my speed stat looking at? 105. What's the fastest Pokemon on Tate and Liza's Team Max you? I just don't remember off the top of my head. I'm still kind of a noob at Emerald. 95? Okay, thank you. So I do outspeed everything. Also, I am surprised I fought very few trainers. Yeah, in the original game, Tate and Liza was not that good. They only had one. But then again, to balance it, they did have them at a super high level. Because level 42 for the 7th gym is super high. I believe the ace of the 8th gym was level 43 or something. But still, that does not counteract them only having one Pokemon. That, I think, was a mistake that Emerald fixed. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set up 3 Swords Dances on the Magikarp. And then spam return. This guy is just way too good of XP to ignore. Plus, his Gyarados give 2 attack EVs. So beating this trainer is essentially a protein. Oh yeah, in Oras, they only have Solrock and Lunatone. In Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire used the exact same teams for the gym leaders, except for Flannery. Because in Ruby and Sapphire, Flannery had 2 Slugma and a Torkoal, but in the remakes, they replaced one of the Slugmas with a Numel. Well, it makes sense why it wasn't the Oras, Maxie, and Archie. That actually makes sense. Because it was meant to be a representation of the original, like, bosses from, like, their own universes. Here's the thing. I think it was a really nice reference to, like, the old look. I didn't mind it. That is, down. Alright, time for Tate and Liza. His Reshiram has blue flare? Dang. Because he's a cheater. Alright, since I don't have Surf, I am not going to fight these people 2 at once. I believe with Typhlosion last week, Eruption could hit both Pokemon on the battlefield. So I just fought them both at the same time, but I'm not doing that. I don't think that's a... I don't think that was a good version of Colress. Colress is sort of like a... I don't think anti-hero is the right word. He was never an evil person. His main goal was to, like, study Pokemon. And if it required him, like, being in Team Plasma, he would do it. But he wasn't really considered evil, honestly. Oh, that would have been fun. Here's my opinion, though. I think the whole visiting different regions, the same Pokemon game, is kind of cliche. Like, I'd rather have one good region than two mediocre regions. That's my big problem with Gen 2. Like, yeah, they included Kanto, but they had to cut so much content out of it. Like, Kanto was just nothing more than empty cities and short routes. Like, there's just, like, nothing. Honestly, I think it would have been better if instead of doing the league, then you go to Kanto. I think they should have had it so you needed 16 gym badges. Like, imagine needing the 16 badges, then fight Lance. Lance would be such a higher level, and he'd actually be good. Oh yeah, fun fact, Dominic, in my intro for the videos with my avatar in the Reshiram art, the sound effect you hear is actually the Gen 5 blue flare move. That's why the fire in the background's blue. It's Reshiram using blue flare. Alright, that is one Swords Dance. I am going to Mega Horn the Claydol. Okay, yeah, the Xatu can't even hit me. So I think the Claydol and the Solrock are the bigger priorities. Yep. Dude. Well, okay. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Well then. Okay, that's just not fair. Maybe I should have equipped a Person Berry. Because that is the one thing that Xatu can do. The Underground was, like, the only really good thing about BDSP. It was one of my favorite things. BDSP had a lot of good things I liked. I just think BDSP are the most overhated games. Like, it does not deserve that amount of hatred. I swear to God. I think a lot of people just say that just because they want to say what all the popular, like, PokeTubers say with their own bad videos on, like, how bad the games are, and everyone just copies their opinion. Honestly, I should probably prioritize defeating the Xatu. Shadow Stitch, I literally played the game when it came out, and you gotta remember, I did not like the Sinnoh games back then. I thought they were too slow, too long, too many HMs. But BDSP fixed a lot of that stuff. The game ran a lot faster than Platinum did. They eliminated HMs entirely. They made the Underground a lot better from the original game, where it was just boring as dirt. Plus, the Underground, you can encounter Pokemon that aren't even native to the game. Like, you can find the starters from the other regions down there. Plus, you can rematch the gym leaders. That was a feature from Platinum. They introduced Elite Four rematch teams, which was a Platinum thing. Like, when people say they introduced nothing from the Platinum games in those remakes, they're wrong. They introduced plenty of things. But then people like, oh, but what about the Distortion World? You can literally battle a shadow version of Origin Form Giratina at level 100. You have to defeat it, and then you'll be able to get the Grishasaur. Like, that was the method you had to... Well, you still encounter Giratina in the Turnback Cave, but in order to get the orb, like, that's how you had to do it. Like, it was freaking cool. Plus, the whole Ramanas Park, where you have to, like, find slates underground by mining, and then exchange them for, like, cartridge slates, and then being able to use the cartridge slates to encounter legendaries at the park. Like, that was a really cool concept. Like, people just forget that stuff. You know what? If people want to give me crap for it, that's fine. Like, I'm used to it at this point, but you can't change my opinion. Because then again, you gotta remember, there's always people who say the Let's Go games were awesome. Alright, this is one of the few fights where Substitute would actually be good to have. I wonder if in the next run, I should probably, as soon as I am done with Tate and Liza, I should go immediately fly back and get it. Made it a pain in the... I mean, the legendaries in Romanus Park were a pain in the ass, but then again, it's a Pokemon game. They always make legendaries a pain in the ass to get. Like what they did in Omega Ruby. Like, you had to, like, fly around to find Mirage Islands, and they only spawned when you met certain conditions that were never revealed to you. You had to either look them up online or use a player's guide. In fact, to get Reshiram or Zekrom in Omega Ruby, you had to find a special Mirage Island, and that island only spawns if you have a Pokemon that's level 100. That was actually the first game I ever got a level 100 Pokemon. It was just to get that Pokemon. They always made them a pain in the ass. But that's like half the fun of it. But yeah, Shadow, we can have our own opinions about it. Like, here's the thing. If somebody told me, like, I thought the Let's Go games were okay, I'm not gonna trash the opinion. I'll give my own opinion on it. Oh, hello, Daily. Sorry, I wasn't, looking at the vertical. My bad. Alright, now I just need to... I will admit, though, Dominic, that whole thing there made no sense. Like, that... The increased odds was just a bit too OP. I mean, it didn't apply to the legendaries, but still. Sadly, I heard all negativity about the game's Diamond Pearl remakes, so I didn't get it. Yeah, Steve actually played Shining Pearl a lot, from what he's told me. He really enjoyed them. Plus, oh, another thing the game they introduced, or not introduced, they weren't the first games to do it, but something that the original games didn't have. All of the EV items, like the choice bands, all the new competitive held items, they had all those. The one thing I will say is, the TM set, they were trying to copy the TMs from the original Gen 4, so the movesets for the Pokemon in that game were quite odd. Nope, don't get that. You have a box of shinies. I mean, yeah, what do you want to bet? There's like 7 Grumpigs in there. I much prefer BDSP to Heart Gold Soul Silver. Okay, that opinion. You're gonna need to explain that. I don't think I would rank BDSP above Heart Gold Soul Silver. The only game I would put over Heart Gold Soul Silver for me personally is probably the entirety of Gen 5. Maybe Omega Ruby. Maybe if you were extremely nostalgic for Sinnoh, but you've always hated the Johto games, like for their level curve, then I would understand that. Because I know a lot of people who actually do not like the Johto games just because of the level curve issue. So if that's your reasoning for it, then that actually makes sense. Like, I remember when Van Man used to do solo run videos. Sadly, he doesn't anymore. I remember he told Steve and I that he actually despises Gen 2 and refuses to ever play them just because of how bad the level curve is. Heart Gold Soul Silver is still trash? You're like one of the only people I know who actually says that. I mean, one thing I've always mentioned about Heart Gold is, there were some problems that the original Johto games had that the remakes didn't fix, like the bad level curve. They should have made Lance's Pokemon in the low to mid 60s, and then the Kanto leaders in the high 60s, and then Red can remain in the 80s. It would have completely rebalanced the game. Like, that's something they should have done. Like, having to form a team of 6 from scratch in Heart Gold Soul Silver is almost impossible. just because, like, by the time you, like, enter, like, the ice cave, the wild Pokemon are, like, level 20. And the gym leaders is, like, level 40-something. It's just nuts. The level curve, plus a lot of the Jodomon's only in Kanto. Yeah, that is an issue they never fixed. Oh, here's another thing. The Heart Gold Soul Silver Safari Zone was actually really fun, like, as a concept. But when it came to post-game Pokemon, it just became insane. Like, you know that feature where you have to, like, place objects around? Some of those would help certain Pokemon spawn. Some methods for getting some Pokemon in that Safari Zone is just insane. I remember watching a Professor Oak challenge of the game from, I believe it was Chaotic Meatball. In the that Safari Zone, one of the biomes, you can encounter Gibble in the post-game. But in order to get the Gibble, you have to place down a certain number of objects, and you have to leave them there, I'm not kidding, for 300 days. I'm not kidding. Without trading with Sinnoh, it's going to take you 300 days in Heart Gold to get your own Gibble. It's not fun for playing it casually. I sort of agree with you on that, yeah. But I think visually, the game's really good. I think Heart Gold is way better for, like, randomizers and, like, Nuzlocke. I think for Nuzlocke, it's actually kind of fun. But for, like, casual play, I'm eh. Plus the whole, like, HM thing. Plus, here's the thing. I do sort of have a bias to games with the XP share. Because nobody likes grinding. Nobody does. A lot of things are good in comp sec, except in execution. I mean, the visuals for Heart Gold were extremely good. Like, I'm sure even you're not denying that. Also, in Fire Red Leaf Green did this first. You had to trade some Pokemon to another game to evolve them to get their new Evos. That's something Fire Red Leaf Green did I didn't like. It's virtually impossible to get Espeon or Umbreon in those games, just because there's no clock. Yeah, it was until Gen 5 came out. I don't know. I think just the level curve was just a massive problem. I just really wish Heart Gold fixed it. I did hate the aspect of the game. So many Johto Pokemon weren't in Johto. Yeah, that was a massive problem. Like, Slugma may as well have been considered a Kantomon. Where am I going now? League. Do I need to buy more Super Repels? Yeah, I should get some. Nah, game does look good. Good music, I can't deny that. I just never liked Johto because they felt so underrated. Car's really fixing enough. It's mainly just a level curve issue, but Heart Gold Soul Silver's post-game had a lot of things. I really liked how you could get the phone numbers for the gym leaders and rematch them. That I thought was really cool. But here's another thing, like, Heart Gold Soul Silver, yeah, like I said, for Nuzlocke, randomizers, or, like, solo runs, the games are really fun for those. But I think just casual, honestly, the entirety of Gen 4 in general is not fun casually. The games are just too slow. Like, if I were to play, like, a Pokemon game casually again, like one of the older ones, it would probably be, like, Gen 3 or 5. Maybe even 6. Some people still think Slugma and Skarmory are Hoenmons. I know, right? I mean, there are people who think, Roselia... Not Roselia, There's a Hoenmon that people think came from Sinnoh. I can't... Am I gonna die? I don't think I saved. Well, good job, Wally. You, actually managed to beat me at something. Good job. My Golbat was constantly trying to evolve in Fire Red, but couldn't due to the Dex. That was something I really hated them for doing. Like, I get if you wanted the games to remain original to Kanto, which is one reason I like those games, because Fire Red and Leaf Green actually made Kanto good. If Fire Red and Leaf Green never existed, people would only know Kanto as one of the glitchiest regions ever made. But the whole thing of, like, preventing Golbat from evolving, they should have just made a line of code to just block the evolution entirely, make it so just it can never evolve. Don't go through the animation, have it cancel, and have a question mark. Like, that's just a huge troll. Like, they shouldn't have done that. Just block it entirely. Like, that way you can't set people up for disappointment. Then again, this is something I think Heart Gold did fix. The Heart Gold Pokédex, like, it's similar to the original Dex, 251. It's actually 256, because Heart Gold Soul Silver added around 6 Gen 4 Pokemon that evolved from some Johtomons and added it to the regional Dex, like Rhyperior, for example. You could get Rhyperior in the main story because it evolved from Rhydon. I think they should have maybe at least done something like that. But I guess they were trying to be very faithful. But then again, the post-game lets you catch Johto Pokemon, so it's not like true faithfulness if they include a bunch of post-game. Probably is Roselia's. Yeah, I'm sure most people would think Roselia's a Sinnomon. Blocking the evolution might have caused the problem once you get... You mean solve the problem, right? Like, maybe there should be a line of code where, if you have the national Dex, allow the evolution. Like, don't go through the evolution animation just to have it be cancelled with a question mark. Like, that's a troll. No one's gonna know why that happens. That is not where I meant to push the rock. Okay, there are some Pokemon in the league I do not outspeed, but fortunately I've got rare candies. Okay, I really hate that this thing has no attacking move. Mist, Protect, Stockpile, and Swallow. Okay, why is Pelipper so bad? Oh, I'm actually going to fight one more trainer. I'm actually so close to a level up. I would not feel good using a rare candy right now. Uh-oh. This is one of the only male Pokemon in the entire game that has Attract. I just realized, I think for Phoebe, I may have to spam hidden... What move am I going to spam on her team? Is there like a TM I can teach for that? Aerial Ace. I'll have to teach Aerial Ace. Well, so long, Megahorn. Do I want... I do want Substitute, yeah. Because otherwise, Drake is going to be a huge pain in the butt. Because of Rock Tomb. Alright, I think the one move I do not want anymore is probably Return. Fighting and Flying should be neutral to everything. Let me see. Fighting and Flying. I think that actually just hits everything. Yeah, I'm going to delete Return. Aerial Ace. I taught Aerial Ace for Phoebe. I'm not getting rid of Aerial Ace. Fighting and Flying cover everything but Zapdos. Good to know. So effectively, it's very perfect coverage. I'll read your comment in just a second on the vertical chat. Okay. I had a Pelipper like that on my team in Ruby. Did the hack to add Samurott into the game also add sharpness? No. The ability is Shell Armor, which prevents crits. I believe that's its hidden ability. We didn't backport any moves or abilities, so all of the moves and abilities that this Pokemon has are in the vanilla game. We could have also given it Torrent if we wanted to. No stab moves, yep. Because in Gen 3, all water and dark moves are special. Go ahead, see. Unova's hidden ability. Yeah, the Unovan's hidden ability. I guess Sharpness is the Hisuian's hidden ability. I mean, I guess it was either Shell Armor or Torrent. I mean, this isn't like the worst ability for this to have. Yeah, I guess it's either that or Torrent. I guess technically it should have been Torrent, but I'm not going to complain. Elixir. Yeah, I wish on the vertical stream I could show like my own moves, but just sadly there's just no room. Theoretically there would be if I had no camera down here, but otherwise all the engagement would go away. Why would you want to watch a stream without a webcam, you know? Torrent is too boring. I will say though, there have been solo runs, especially in newer games, where Torrent and Blaze actually are extremely clutch abilities. Like Charizard loved the ability Blaze because it allowed me to be at low health and actually one-shot a bunch of problematic water types. It's more of like a clutch ability. I don't think they're as useful abilities in the older games, but in the newer games they help a lot just because of the difficulty curve. All right, I gotta use a few rare candies. All right, I outspeed everything. Alright, so I only used 5 rare candies. I'm really hoping I don't need to use any more for, like, Steve and Stone. So that way, I could cut out some rare candies from the second run. Wow, what a good job you're doing, Shelgon. Serperior and Emboar are my preferred starters. I will say, Samurott was actually my favorite. Emboar used to be my least favorite, but once I've actually seen Serperior's moveset, Serperior is only good and competitive with Contrary Leaf Storm, but in casual playthrough, I think Serperior is actually the worst. Its moveset's just terrible. Like, it gets setup moves, but it has to use moves like Leaf Tornado and, like, Ring Out. Like, just not good. The other two just had way better move options. Alright, so here's the plan for Wallace. There's pretty much no point to setting up Substitute on his Wailord, because all it has is Water Spout and Blizzard. But although Water Spout could hurt. So I am going to use a turn 1 Brick to make it do less damage in case he goes for it. Rain Dance Double Edge. Good play, Wallace. Okay. It's a plus Aerial Ace helps the Ludicolo. I hate that thing. Wait, oh, Swift Swim. Okay. Okay, good play, Wallace. Good play. Alright, so I guess in this battle, if he uses Rain Dance, just stall him out. On the topic of remakes, I still wish we got a Unova remake in 2024. I don't count Indigo. Yeah, Indigo Disc doesn't count. You're not, like, technically visiting the region. You're visiting, like, an island in the ocean that belongs to Unova. That doesn't really count. Although the remixed songs were really good. Honestly, I'm not upset about there not being a Gen 5 remake yet, because they'll probably do that in Gen 10 if I had to take a guess. Plus, I'd rather them, like, take their time with it, make sure it looks good. Like, people were complaining that Legends EA has been taking forever to come out. There's not even a gameplay trailer for it yet, although one will probably be announced on Pokemon Day. But here's the thing, people are complaining about the fact that we haven't had any footage yet. They're taking their time on the game. Just appreciate that. You've been calling for that. Alright, so it's going to take me around a minute and a half to get to Steven. Here's the part. Hey, is this going to be my final set? Technically, Brick Break does hit Skarmory for neutral damage, so I think that should be okay. Although I do want Hidden Power Ground. Honestly, I think I could just teach it over Substitute and just equip a Pecha Berry. I think that's the best bet. In my opinion, the best Grass-type starter, what would be my favorite Grass-type starter? Decidueye. It's Decidueye, not even close. Alright, if anyone in the vertical is wondering what my hidden power typing is, it's Hidden Power Ground. It's mainly just for Steven's Metagross, because I think even with +6, I don't think Brick Break's going to one-shot it. Dang it. Equip a Pecha Berry. Alright, I'm going to not use any rare candies first, because if this fight is easy at level 64, I can cut out 5 rare candies from the run. Oh, I do like Rillaboom a lot. Yeah, it's awesome. People make fun of it, but it's actually really good. Especially with its move Grassy Glide. Dude, he never once used Toxic. I mean, that's only neutral damage, so I kind of expected that. I don't think any of my moves are going to one-shot it anyway. Alright, this needs to be fighting. Alright, it one-shots Cradily. That's good. That thing's extremely bulky. Aerial Ace. Lived, but fortunately used Light Screen like an idiot. Even if he uses Reflect, I have Brick Break. Hidden Power. Nice. And Armaldo will be... Technically, none of these are the best option. I guess just Brick Break. 132-34. 4 resets at level 65 with a game time of 4:24. Alright, we'll take a look at that first playthrough. Let me just put in all the information. 65 with 4 resets. I'll look at everyone's messages in just a moment. Okay, let me take a look. I need Venusaur, Meganium, and Grovyle. I don't know. Venusaur is kind of ugly. I do like Meganium's look, though. Meganium's a really cool starter. I'm cool with them not rushing it. It's just because I couldn't take them messing up Unova games. I know people just were saying, like, they were upset about, like, the Black and White remake being like BDSP. I know there were some, like, leaked images that I'm pretty sure are fake. But here's the thing, like, I'm just arguing in their point of view. You should be happy that they're not doing it right away. Also, here's the thing, I will say. If anyone out there is upset with how BSP looks, you have to blame Junichi Masuda. He's the one that wanted it to be a flat-on, faithful remake. Because he was so nostalgic for those games. It was the first game he ever worked on. It was very hard to get him to approve a change. So, don't blame the company for it. You gotta blame the director. I mean, I'm just saying this as a guy who likes the games. I'm just talking to people who don't like them. That's who you gotta look at. Like, don't blame ILCA. They are just following orders. But apparently they will be working on another Pokemon game in the future, so we'll see. I think I know the ones you're talking about. The BDSP mod. I don't like battling Rillaboom in VGC. Well, you don't want to battle me because I use that all the time. Fun fact, the Rillaboom I used was it was my starter in Sword. I got lucky with a shiny Ember in my first black game. Damn, good job. Alright, so let's take a look at the leaderboard. It's not going to look completely good for the horizontal, but I'll try my best. Hisuian Samurott is in 2nd place right now. I don't know if this can beat Hisuian Typhlosion, though. Hisuian Typhlosion needed more rare candies to deal with Steven, but I can cut out 5 of the rare candies. I only need 5 rare candies, because all that matters is just I outspeed everybody. Plus, I think that Steven's stone fight was considered unlucky, because he never used Toxic till really late. He kept hitting me with Aerial Ace. I mean, there's not really a move I can teach to one-shot it. Because I don't think Skarmory's weak to any physical typings. I think it's only weak to, like, fire, electric. I think that's it. ILCA did help with Scarlet Violet there in the credits. Oh, really? Didn't know that. Oh, I've seen people make BDSP mods with, like, every Pokemon in it and stuff. The mod just looks way too different from the original game. Like, I just don't like it. It just completely overhauled the game. Like, that's not even a mod anymore. That's like an entirely separate-ass game. Alright, so I don't think this will beat Typhlosion, but you never know. This thing did have some bad resets. I think this thing could have 0 resets. My 2 resets were at Watson, and I should have just had an extra level of training. And the 3rd reset was on Wallace. Actually, no, I think my 4th reset was on Wallace. Where was my 3rd? Who else did I get a reset on? Tate and Liza. Okay, my 3rd was on Tate and Liza because I got extremely unlucky. But I know what to do now. I have to aim for the Xatu immediately. Because the Xatu is actually the bad one. The Claydol is going to be too distracted using, like, attacks on my HM users. And then the 4th one was on Wallace, just because if it ever uses Rain Dance, I need to just stall it. Well, not completely stall it, because I just need to make sure my health is high enough. You're going to be away now? Oh, okay. My only real complaint is that I should have had regional forms. Oh, I wish. I mean, it's good to know that I have some people watching me who actually like those games. Feels nice. I mean, a lot of casual players still did enjoy the games. Like, the main people who hate it are just, like, the big YouTubers. They're just the ones who will constantly just hate whatever's just cool to hate. Like, I swear, you would watch every big PokeTuber, and, like, all their opinions are the same. Gen 4 peak, Gen 3 peak, Gen 5 peak, Gen 6 easy, Gen 7 peak, Scarlet Violet trash, EDSP trash, Sword and Shield trash, Gen 1 glitchy, but the Holy Grail. Like, every big person seems to have the same opinion. Like, I don't get it. Fun fact, just to show, like, how much I like the Sinnoh remakes just because of all the hatred around them, I did an entire Nuzlocke with the game on stream in, like, 7 or 8 separate parts on one-time speed. It was on actual hardware. I unfortunately lost, but I was really close. I ended up losing to Cynthia, but those games are actually incredibly hard to Nuzlocke. It was honestly, I think BSP might be one of the hardest games to Nuzlocke. They really overbuffed the gym leaders. It's nuts. Well, here's another thing, Torchic. People hated Gen 5 when it came out. People called Gen 5 an abomination because they were trying to be different. But look at it now. Years later, people like it all of a sudden. But I remember when the game came out, people hated the game. Really, really hated it. Also, hello, John. Alrighty. I think I forgot to make a save state. Oops. Welp. I am gonna have to remake the save from scratch. Normally, I have a save state loaded So I don't have to load the Pokemon through PK Hex, but I'm gonna have to now. I'll make a new poll in a minute. Gen 1 is a glitchy mess. People always like to hate the newest game till the next. I can guarantee you when Legends ZA comes out, there's going to be a lot of hatred around it. Just watch. There was hatred around Legends Arceus. Like, people just love to complain. Like, here's the thing. Just play what games you like. That's all I have to say. I mean, in my opinion, Gen 8 was one of the less enjoyable games. But I still played them. Wait, what am I doing? I didn't like White as much as I did Black 2 and White 2. That's understandable, because Black 2, White 2 were meant as sequels, and they had way more content. And I do have issues with Black and White 1, but I still think the story is like, you should really judge the games together, because Black 2, White 2 is more of a sequel. Like, it's more enjoyable if you played Black and White 1 first. Alright, now I'm gonna have to enter PK Hex. Samurott. Right? Female Pokemon. Brave Nature. Hidden Power Ground. Yeah, Gen 5 is just one of those weird exceptions. You kind of have to look at the whole gen as it is. Like, you can't really, like, love Black and White 1 but hate Black 2, White 2, or, like, the other way around. Just, it's a weird exception. I mean, it's kind of like Gen 7. Gen 7 was only Alola games, but then again, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon weren't considered sequels. They were considered, like, the third version, except they released 2 separate games as the third version. But they were just way too similar to the original. I mean, they added post-game stuff that was pretty cool. Honestly, I think Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon would be more liked if they didn't release 2 new games. They should have done, like, Sun, Moon, and, I don't know, like, Pokemon Eclipse or something. Like, Eclipse would be, like, the third version name. I think it'd be liked a lot better if it was just an actual third version, not just a third version split into 2 games. Then when you remind them, they don't have to buy them. Yeah, they're gonna buy them anyway. I legit didn't buy Gen 8, especially when I found out Galar wasn't gonna have Kalos in the post game. Did people only think that because, like, the 2 regions are technically next to each other in the real world? Exactly. The stuff in Ultra and Ultra Moon should have been DLC. Then again, they're doing DLC now. Like, people were complaining about the DLC at first, but now when Scarlet and Violet came out, people are like, oh boy, I'm so excited for the DLC. I'm so excited. I think DLCs were overall a good thing for the Pokemon games compared to third versions. Because the problem is with third versions, it was 95% the same game, and you were going to have to buy a separate game and make a new save file, which most people aren't willing to do. Like, if you played Diamond and Pearl, and, like, you got, like, 200 hours in, and then Platinum comes out, most people aren't going to play Platinum. That's the reason the Platinum games sold way worse than Diamond and Pearl. But with the third version, you can just download what the new content is for half the price of a new game, plus you keep your save file. That, I think, is a more appropriate way. Plus, you don't have to buy the DLC. Just stick to the base game if you want. Why would Galar need Kalos the post-game? Galar really didn't have a post-game. That was the problem. It had a whole Kalos issue. Kalos had no post-game because X and Y were really rushed. Like, there's a lot of plot holes in the story. But I'm hoping Legends EA can, like, do something cool with it. Okay, I think I've chit-chatted long enough. Let me just sip some water really quick. Yeah, exactly. I don't know what that one town's called. I have a very difficult time memorizing the cities in Kalos. Amberette? No, it's Coryway Town. Why did Coryway Town have a train station if there's never a train there? Like, you keep thinking there's got to be a way to board the train there. But there isn't. I'm pretty sure that train station is not used for anything. Okay, well, let me make a new poll, and then we can get started. Yeah, exactly. Like, I get Pokemon is a game made for kids, so they don't want to be too hard. But then again, that was a way too easy kind of thing. I'm gonna put the over-under at 130. So basically, do you guys think I can cut 2.5 minutes off my first run? Take the train from Lumiose. Yeah, so there's a train station in Lumiose, but there's a train station in Coryway Town. Why is there a train station there? I think it makes you think that there's going to be a train there. I mean, there was the whole, like, little post-game plot in Lumiose with Looker, but I really wasn't a fan of that. Like, the kind of post-games I like is when you, like, explore new cities. That's why the Gen 5 post-games in both Black and White and Black 2 White 2 were really good. I think Black and White 1 just handled the post-game kind of weird. Like, I think the whole region in that game was just too linear. And for some reason, when you accessed the post-game area, all the trainers immediately were in the mid-60s. Like, there was an extreme level jump with the random trainers. It's odd. The way they did the post-game was just weird. Alright, well. 3, 2, 1, go. Normally, I would, like, take a break before doing the second run, but this Pokemon was actually really good. There's not really much thought you need to put into it. I'm ready to get started. Alright, I think Water Gun should be my slot 1 move. I need to refresh the overlay. Oops. Oh, hold on. I'll just start over. I forgot to refresh Pokebite. Bad. Alright, let me refresh it. I'll need to refresh this one too. Okay. Oh, yeah, the postgame in Black 2 White 2 was perfect. Like, it was mainly the way the postgame cities were distributed. Plus, the postgame was like the area of the original Black and White. Like, I think the Uniregion from that game was really good. I mean, Black 2 White 2 is effectively my favorite Pokemon game. At least main series. Like, I like those games way more than Heart Gold Soul Silver. It's not even close. But in terms of, like, remakes, my favorite remake is probably either Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, or Fire Red Leaf Green. Heart Gold Soul Silver I kind of ranked lower just because they didn't really fix the level curve issue. But I would still put Heart Gold Soul Silver slightly above BDSP. But that's just ranking remakes. I think Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire just added so many cool things, including the ability to like catch stuff from the national decks before you even fight the league, which is something that BDSP did. Well, not like give the national decks, but like catch stuff not native to the region before you even beat the game. Like, those kind of things are just really cool to me. I really like Pokemon games that give you access to a lot of Pokemon to catch. That's like one of the things I liked about X and Y. The dex was just so massive and diverse. Like, I think X and Y had a lot of potential. If they had just given the games a slight bit more difficulty, maybe allowed more trainers to have Megas. I wasn't expecting ZA either. I thought that, honestly, no one was. The two things people were expecting were either Gen 5 remakes or Let's Go Johto. I'm not kidding. There were supposed leaks about Let's Go Wooper and Togepi. I was really hoping to God that wasn't true. I do not want another Pokemon Go game on the Switch. But Legend ZA, the fact it'll take place in Kalos, that is actually honestly more welcoming. Because I think Kalos really didn't get a fair chance, because all it had was X and Y and the games were pretty empty, but giving Kalos another chance in Legend ZA, I think it could really leave a good impression. Yeah, I was going to stream, but I got lazy. There's always tomorrow. Just going to keep lurking and vibing. I mean, Shadow Stitch, you should know I do Emerald every Friday now. What Pokemon were you going to do, by the way? Easily top 3 for me. Omega Ruby's incredible. The whole creeping Dex Nav situation was... Oh, I loved the Dex Nav, where you could like sneak up on a Pokemon, and there's a chance the Pokemon could have like an egg move. I loved that so much. The whole region in Oras just felt like way more natural than the original Gen 3 games did. But the one reason people like to hate on it is just because, like, oh, there's no Battle Frontier. Dude, they added so many other good things. Like, come on. Come on, man. Haxorus. I actually never played Haxorus. I don't think I'm playing Haxorus in a video this year. I've already planned out the entire year's worth of videos. I don't believe Haxorus is one of them. I don't think I'm doing any Unova Dragon types. I could do it on stream at some point. I don't pre-plan streams. I only pre-plan videos. Mainly just because Axew needs to know, like, what runs he needs to route. Like, earlier when Axew said he was going to leave to do routing for July, he's currently making notes for me to use during the run. So far, he's done all of June. So that way, when I'm ready to do, like, the runs for March, I can just Control F the notes in the Discord, and I'll be good to go. I mean, he doesn't play the run for me. He just does, like, calculations, and then I just play the run. I mean, his notes aren't always perfect, but I can read through them and decide, like, is this a good idea or not? Hello, Madrews. Just finished an Oras solo run myself. Games are great. Nice. What Pokemon did you play? Also, if you haven't seen them, I actually did two Omega Ruby solo run videos on the channel. I did Sableye and Mawile. Just if you haven't seen those yet. Yeah, I did the Unovan Dragons. Yeah, that was a versus video in like 2023. That video's kind of garbage. I actually replayed all of those dragons offline because I really hated how Reshiram got last place. But I replayed them all. I believe on the leaderboard for it, I did the second playthroughs offline. I did keep up to date in like the Discord server with the re-ranks. It was back when I was taking a break from the uploaded content because I didn't like just how bad the quality was. So in the meantime, I just decided to just re-rank the old runs to try and improve my skill. I did end up replaying all of them. In a minute though, I can look at the leaderboard and see where they rank. Used Venusaur and then Sceptile. Nice. I liked it. It was how I started learning the route. Nice. Nah, the lack of Battle Frontier was a big fumble for me, honestly. I was thinking... Hold on a minute. I was thinking you'd beat the Mason, you'd unlock some of the battle facilities. Eh. Honestly, here's the thing. As a kid, I really did not care for Battle Frontiers. I just thought doing it was a giant waste of time. I had no idea what the point was of doing endless battles for no gain. It's not like I was getting gym badges or anything. Like, Battle Towers and, like, Battle Frontiers, I don't know, like, I just never really cared for the Battle Frontier, like in Platinum or Heart Gold. I played them, but the only one I really liked was the rental one, because you had to use whatever Pokemon the game gave you. I will say, that was the one thing in the Battle Frontier I liked. The rest of them were all just clones of the Battle Tower, in my opinion, with just extra steps. I don't know. I just like plain and simple Battle Towers. I just don't like doing Pokemon battles with, like, extra rules attached. But the randomized, like, the Battle Factory, that one I actually did like. Basically, only Factory and Tower. Those were the only two I liked. Like, I believe one of them was called, like, a Battle Arcade, where, like, before each fight, a random rule would be applied. I remember one of the random rules. It could select Paralysis, and it could aim it at either you or the opponent. And imagine having to fight your opponent with your whole team paralyzed. Like, that's not fun. Hopefully Spin doesn't see... Oh, yeah, that's one of the things I hated about BDSP, is that ILCA kind of screwed up how they coded, Spinda. And if you were trying to transfer it to home, the Pokemon would get corrupted because of how differently it was coded. So Spinda are locked to BDSP, which is unfortunate. But actually, I remember from the teaser for ZA, Furfrou will be in the game, which is actually one of the few Pokemon that aren't catchable on any Switch game just yet. That's going to be nice. Gold and silver symbols were badges. Oh, I never knew about those. You watched both. Oh, nice. Thanks. Spinda's the worst Pokemon. You better not let my brother hear you say that. Spinda's one of his favorites. It was actually one of his first shinies, but sadly it was on a counterfeit copy of Emerald, so he couldn't transfer it off. So technically to him, it's a fake shiny. But I will say, something I did think was really cool with the Battle Mason. The only reason the Mason was in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire was just because it was in X and Y. They wanted, like, compatibility with it. But the, what do you call those people? Like, the 4 girls that were, like, not like the Frontier Brains, but, like, they were called something else. But I don't remember what it was. But in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, when you fought them, the music that played was a remixed version of the Frontier Brain theme from Emerald. It was a remixed version of the theme, which sounds really cool. Well, for some reason, that specific Emerald, like, I tried to put in my Pokemon Platinum in the DS, too, to, like, use the whole thing where you, like, move Pokemon over, and it would not recognize Emerald as a legitimate game. It wouldn't recognize it. Hey, come on. Dude, Spinda, it has a cute design, though. Plus, you know, all the different spot patterns. It's a really cool Pokemon. Alright, I might end up losing time on this split, theoretically, because I did get a first try Zigzagoon last time. First shiny in Emerald was Chinchou, followed by Whismur, Oddish, Tropius, and Ruby Shiny Roselia. That's more shinies than I've ever encountered in that game. Pokeballs. All the shinies I've ever caught, though, are in my Pokemon home right now. I'm sure at some point I'll probably show them all off on stream. I have a whole... Well, they're not separated, but you can use a filter to filter out just the shinies. I can tell you exactly where they all came from. So, for example, fake emerald can't transfer to real platinum, but fake emerald can trade to real emerald. Yeah, but we didn't have another real emerald. That's the problem. Plus, we had no way to trade GBA games. We never owned a link cable or the wireless adapter. We never owned those. Actually, the first game I discovered Pokerus was Platinum. I remember I opened my party and saw that weird little marking, and I never knew what it was. Oh my god, you stupid. Actually, I might be able to use pound on it. There we go. There we go. Alright, now I just need a flyer. When I do any Hoenn Nuzlocke, I break the rule and skip Spinda encounters. Damn, dude. That's cheating. You can't just say, oh, I refuse that Pokemon. Man, both chats are actually active, so I gotta keep an eye out. My first shiny in Gen 3 was a Snubbull in the Safari Zone. I don't think I need to say how that went. I've actually found a shiny in the Safari Zone once. It was a Venomoth in Fire Red. I was playing on an emulator console called the Retron 5, which kind of acted like an emulator built into a console. I was playing on my TV. I saw it, and I'm like, oh my god, a shiny. I need to catch it. And I failed to catch it, and it ran away. But what really irritates me was that the Retron 5 had save state functionality, so I could have actually used save states, but I didn't think about it at the time, and then that shiny escaped. Spinda claws. Your first... Oh, I already read that. Watch over... no, I'm still gonna read both chats, because people want to talk to me. Like, that's understandable. It's just, I just gotta actively look at both. And it's not something I'm used to, because I'm used to the vertical having, like, not many people in it. Maybe, like, besides the occasional spam bot. Glad Safari Zone hasn't really returned. I have no idea why the Safari Zone never returned since Gen 4. It's really odd. Like, it did not like it had to do with gambling. Like, I get why the, I get why the game corners have never returned. But Safari Zones I never really understood. They were a fun thing, though. But it made some Pokemon so unbelievably hard, like Chansey. My first shiny in Fire Red was a Gyarados. Nice. Besides the Venomoth, I don't think I've ever encountered a shiny in Fire Red or Leaf Green. Like, at least in Vanilla. I know in a solo run once with Shedinja, my very old Shedinja run, I did encounter a shiny Sandshrew while training. But, like, casually speaking on a cartridge, I never found one in those games. Wasn't really a fan favorite thing. Yeah, that's true. I know a lot of people were kind of iffy on the whole Safari Zone. Oh, here's an interesting theory I've learned. People are upset about, like, the old Pokemon games not being released on Switch. I heard this one theory on why. It's because of all the references to gambling in game corners. If under current rating rules in Japan, European Union, and the US, if they re-release the old games as they are, the games would have to be rated M for mature. And they do not want a Pokemon game rated M on their record. They would have to, like, massively edit the game And I'm sure if they did, it just wouldn't be the same game. Because everything that's been on Switch Online was effectively the pure vanilla experience, or at least the newest version possible. Like, I don't think they'd be willing to just make complete edits to a game. I mean, they did it with the 3DS, they released them, but back then, the games weren't forced to be rated M. Like, Red and Blue had the Game Corner, but on the 3DS, it's only rated 12+. But since then, the ratings have become way stricter. Well, yeah, Torchic, what I meant was, like, the rating system was different back in... What year was it? 2016? They've become more strict since then. 2016 was almost 8 or 9 years ago. I know you don't like me saying... People don't like me saying that, but ratings have changed since then. If they were to re-release them, they would have to be rated M. Because it's gotten more strict since then. I'm gonna fight these trainers, actually. Your first shiny was a Zubat and Crystal. Nice. My first shiny was a Zigzagoon and Omega Ruby in 2015. I actually have it in Pokemon Home. That's why I have the exact date. It's a Linoon now. Saving him for the 30th anniversary? Maybe. I doubt it. But I'm sure they'll do something for it. Alright, so with Samurott here, I need to train up to outspeed the Manectric. So, I'm gonna need to train to level 28. Level 28 will make it a speed tie. Oh god. To be honest, most of the people that want the ports as adults are played games as kids. Yeah, that's true. Plus, there's always emulators. But I get people want to play on an actual console. There's a unique joy to it, which I completely understand. I can honestly say that I've never encountered Shine in any vanilla game that wasn't the Gyarados. Dang boss KO. Honestly, I think after this run, if I have time, I might actually hook up my Switch and show off my Pokemon Home. Show off all the shinies. I don't think I've ever done it on stream, but who knows, I might do it. I'm impressed Brick Break one-shot the Tentacle. Then again, Tentacle have really low defense, but it does resist Brick Break. Are you enjoying Emerald for a change? Well, I never said I hated Emerald. I just said Emerald is one of my lesser favorite Pokemon games, just because it's a way inferior version of Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. Same thing with Ruby and Sapphire. I think the remakes were just too good. It's kind of like people who love Heart Gold Soul Silver but cannot stand to play the original Gold and Silver. It's kind of like that kind of feeling, you know? Well, Emerald is still a lot longer. It's just the main reason I've been upset at doing solo runs with this, just because of how bad I am. That's why these backports will help me get good. Like, I'm learning. Your shiny Livindex going great so far. I have every Kanto and Johto shiny, most Hoenn and Paldea shinies. Oh my god, how are you getting a shiny dex? Are you doing this in like Legends and Scarlet and Violet? You have to be doing it in Scarlet, Violet, and Legends, right? Oh, nice, John. Oh, John, is Steve doing a stream today? I could have swore he was doing one today. That is not what I meant to do. Every game? Oh my god, dude. How, like, in Gold and Silver, you had to legitimately hunt every single shiny? I get the feeling I don't believe you. Did you have some sort of thing to help you out, like, at least speed up on an emulator? Like, I honestly do not believe you at all. I refused, like, it'll take someone probably weeks to find one shiny if you played it at hours a day. Like, how would you have all of them? Right now, I'm doing horde battles. Okay. Oh, like in general. Oh, you're doing, like, various games? Okay, so you didn't do the shiny hunting for the Johto Pokemon in Gold and Silver. Okay. That makes a lot more sense. Yeah, horde battles, they just have higher rates to getting a shiny. Yeah, you could have worded that a little bit better, but I get what you mean now. Alright, so right now I speed tied the Manectric, but if I just do a bit more training... I'm gonna fight one more person. Okay, that should be good. Alright. Looks like he's going to do blue red. It said he is at 7 p.m. of blues. Yeah, he should have done it hours ago. I'm willing to bet he slept in again. Steve has a problem with sleeping in through streams, I swear. He's done it so many times. I really should have used Megahorn. As long as I can hit the Magneton. Uh-oh. Okay, that's just dumb. I need to do that at 7 p.m. Steve is the kind of guy to stay up till 3:30 in the morning. Like, that, he has that kind of sleep schedule. So he can easily do it. Usually when he does the streams anyway. He always just takes naps during the day. Yeah, okay, that loss on Watson was technically my fault. I was supposed to use 2 Mega Horns on the Manectric to avoid the Super Potion, but I forgot. Oh, that's what he's... Oh, he made a community post about it? Okay. I actually did not know that guy was there. The Trad is the only what the F one, since you either have to Masuda for it or do random encounters in Gen 5. Actually, I don't know which Pokemon game it is, but one of the Pokemon games that is out right now, there's a glitch where the Shiny Charm only works on eggs, and it doesn't work on the wild encounters. It's in one of the games, I heard. Like, the game I'm thinking of is BDSP, but I'm not sure. I read somewhere that in one of the newer games, the Shiny Charm is glitched. You're going for a shiny National Dex in home, but in living form. Oh my god. You, my friend, are insane. That was BDSP. I knew it. That is hilarious. I mean, I'm sure most people would use it on eggs anyway, but come on, dude. How does ILCA mess that up? But I mean, it's their first game. I'm sure when they work on another Pokemon game, like, I'm sure they'll learn. Like, people, because ILCA is a good game company. They made a lot of good games. It's just that for the first time they, like, took charge of a Pokemon game, didn't exactly go to the best. But I'm sure they've learned a lot. Makes it annoying to hunt the mythicals. I think most of the mythicals would be shiny locked anyway, right? I believe in Scarlet and Violet, like, Meloetta is shiny locked. All the legendaries are shiny locked in that game. I believe on the Switch, the only way to shiny hunt legendaries, for the most part, is in Sword and Shield's Dynamax adventures. Like, if you wanted to shiny hunt Reshiram, you had to do it in Sword and Shield. Because in those games, you can get it shiny. Alright, so long, Pound. This guy I always fight on purpose. He's got 3 coughing, which give really good experience. Eggs are also reverted to the hatch distance they had in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. The only reason it works on eggs is because they copy and pasted the breeding mechanics from Sword and Shield. Wait, so in Sword and Shield, the shiny charm only works on eggs? Or am I missing something? Okay, yeah. Yeah, the Arceus I did know, because in Legends Arceus, that specific Arceus is shiny locked. But the one in BDSP you can shiny hunt for. It's, in fact, I think it's the only legit way to ever get a shiny Arceus anymore. I think they may have had an event for it once. But yeah, BDSP, like, having, like, the Arceus event, like, built into the game was really cool. I mean, the Shaman and Darkrai events, unfortunately, were still a limited thing because they thought it'd be a good idea to carry over limited events like the original Gen 4 games had. And I'm like, okay, you don't need to carry that over. Okay, yeah, I knew the Mew and Jirachi were. I still find it really funny how an old couple just randomly gives a kid a Mew and Celebi, and Jirachi. It's really funny. I remember when me and my brother were casually playing the game, he told me, hey, this person just gave me a Jirachi, and I'm like, I don't believe you. There's no way they coded that. And I looked at it, I'm like, well, they actually just give you a Jirachi. Okay. Why didn't they consult the Pokemon company that made Snap 2? The game had very nice visuals. I think there's just completely different teams that work on the different games. There's probably a different team for the side games, I'm assuming. As far as the Switch goes, every legendary in Let's Go can be shiny. Every non-mythical BSP can be shiny. Almost every legend up to Gen 7 is shiny in Sword and Shield, plus the new Regis. Oh yeah, I think the Regis can be shiny, right? Yeah, they didn't shiny lock everything. They only shiny locked some things just to be dicks. I think the first ever legendary that was shiny locked was actually Reshiram and Zekrom from Black and White 1. I think in Black 2, White 2 they could be, but in Black and White 1 I knew they couldn't. I think the reason they did that was just for cutscene reasons. It would look really weird if you had a shiny Reshiram, but in the cutscenes it wasn't shiny. Now they just do it to be pricks. Really, there was a guy I forgot to fight. Reshiram and Zekrom are shiny locked in all the Unova games. So I guess in Gen 5, I guess it may have only been possible through events, but I'm guessing the first game you could find him shiny was in Omega Ruby. Ah. When I sit in a chair for too long, my tailbone gets sore. You know something I've thought of doing for like a casual Mondays? Not casual Monday, casual Tuesday? Although, I don't know, I'm thinking of moving casual Tuesday to casual Mondays. I don't know. But one thing I was thinking of doing was a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon randomizer, because I thought that'd be really cool. I don't know, I just have a lot of different ideas for stuff to do, but I need to finish Earthbound first. Oh, guess what? Offline, I was actually grinding against the gold Starmen. It took me 4 Starmen, but I actually found the Sword of Kings for Pooh. The Sword of Kings. It's a 1 in 128 drop. My brother told me he's had times where it took him hundreds of attempts to get it, and I literally found it on the 4th freaking try. I mean, it's not really worth, like, farming for, but I was gonna farm on them anyway just for experience offline, so I didn't have to do grinding on stream. But hey, I'll take it. Okay, so here's something I'm gonna do. I'm actually gonna get the meteorite, and I'm gonna beat Winona, then go fly and immediately go get return. I think having return for a lot of the magma grunts and stuff is gonna speed that game up a lot. Or at least that section of the game. Mystery Dungeon was a great game. Kecleon a beast. Yeah, don't steal from that son of a bitch. I don't know, I should consider doing it, because the Mystery Dungeon randomizers are a pretty new thing, I think. Like, last few years kind of new. But, like, I've never played them. I think it'd be really interesting. I don't know, though, because another thing I've thought of for a casual stream is I've actually never played the 3DS Mystery Dungeon games, and I really would like to. I missed out on those. So that's something I've actually thought of doing. I just have a lot of different ideas at this point. Alright, I'm gonna save my bubble beams for the Samurott and the Torkoal. Alright, I am still unfortunately I'm still unfortunately 34 seconds behind the previous run. But that was mainly because of the reset at Watson. Plus, the HM users in general just took more luck. I don't really want to do another Nuzlocke right now. Alright, I'm gonna try to avoid... Where's the protein? There it is. A lot harder to find without the tower there. Oh, the Terra Adventures? That'd be fun. Oh, yes, yeah. My vitamin of the day is still going to be proteins. Alright, I don't want the charcoal. I don't want the PP up. I don't want the carbos. Hyper potion. Heart scale. Shockwave, rock tomb, steel wing, preheat. Alright, let's go ahead and take on Brawly. I did get the Silk Scarf last time. I will actually go get it again. Also, before I do Norman, I do need to heal at the center. I'm out of brick breaks. I don't know if I want to play a Pokemon ROM hack, though. If I were, I would have to do it on a higher speed. I don't know, the legendaries being in the overworld, I actually did think was kind of cool. Like, you had to, like, listen to clues to, like, figure out, like, where they were, but I always just looked it up. No one actually did the clues. Funnily enough, with the stakes for the Ruinous Quartet, I literally just used Google. I was not willing to explore the overworld and find them. I was not willing to do that. I mean, I was playing a Pokemon Conquest ROM hack called Reconquered, but I quit playing it. But I'll consider playing it in the future, but I don't know. I might take a look at a different ROM hack. I saw that Conquest Twin Dragons got a new update and included like a new custom battlefield. It looked extremely cool. Alright, so I'm going to use Bubble Beam on this thing twice just to try and avoid the potion. There we go. If that had lived, I was actually kind of scared it might use counter again. But I used 2 Bubble Beams. I don't think he would use counter. Alright, I have gained time, so now I am 6.5 seconds ahead of the last run. That is not what I meant to teach. Oh well. I've heard of Emerald Seagrass. I mean, the one Pokemon ROM hack I liked a lot was Crystal Clear. But I played it a long time ago. I heard there's way more updates to it since then. Maybe I should give it another try. Damn it. I don't know. I just have a lot to do on my list. I have just have a lot on my list that I'd like to do. How many candies do I have? 3. I'm actually going to skip the citrus berries this time. I've heard good things about Crystal Legacy. Yeah, I think the last time I actually played oh, oh, Crystal Legacy. Okay, not that. I thought you said Crystal Clear. I don't know. My main problem with that is it tried to stay too vanilla. Plus, there were some changes it made that just made no dang sense. Like, they made Dark physical and Ghost special. Like, they just completely changed the core mechanic. Like, I don't know. I think Emerald Legacy might be more promising, but I don't know. Swords Dance. Thank you. I don't know. I just don't have any interest in playing those. The Legacy games are good, but just don't look really appealing to me. They don't give any kind of challenge. Well, plus it's an older gen. You've mentioned, like, if you were to do another game, you would just go forward. Honestly, I know, like, in terms of, like, solo runs, for example, there's a lot of viewership for those kinds of challenges for, like, Gen 1 and Gen 2. But, like, the newer you go, the less interest there is. I think that might eventually change. Like, for example, like, Gen 3 ones are becoming more popular because there are people who watch the Gen 3 runs that, like, played Gen 3 when they were a kid. So they have, like, that kind of interest that the red and blue players had. So I think the fact, like, I'm sure if you wait quite a while, there will be a lot of interest for, like, Gen 5 runs. I like Liquid Crisp because of them enhancing routes and opening up blocked ocean routes. Never heard of that ROM hack. All right. All right, at least Brick one-shots that. I should have just done that in the last run. All right, I'm going to Mega Horn that. Oh no, I hit the Pelipper. Oh no, I totally affected the battle. Yeah, it wouldn't have. Dude, come on. I normally try to have the HM user attack my own Pokemon to not affect the battle, but if Cut only did like 3 damage and it didn't like knock anything out, it didn't affect the fight. Oh gosh. Oh, when I said Legacy, I was referring to that series of ROM hacks. But yeah, if I ever branch out, it'll go forward like ORAS or X and Y. X and Y is actually a very interesting, unique kind of solo run that not other games I've played can replicate it. I sort of enjoy it. Like, honestly, I would give X and Y a try. Like, you'd like it. For a solo run. Okay, Safeguard. I think it's just worth it to just use the one Swords Dance on Swablu. If it uses Perish Song, then so be it. Alright, I'm going to use another SD. Oh, no, that's not good. Okay, that was lucky. That would have been really bad. Alright, question. Did I get the meteorite? I don't remember. Let me check my key items. I did. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna go get return immediately. I do want a person berry for Tate and Liza, yeah. Dude. That was a bit of a weird way to do that bag trick, but it works. Ah, frick. Man, I just like how that thing only has pound. You know, theoretically, no, never mind. I was about to say I could probably delete Megahorn because I don't really need it for Tate and Liza if I have Swords Dance, but no, I do. Megahorn is the only way to one-shot the Lunatone and Soul Rock. But I'm just going to fight this rival now just because I will need it later. My god, this rival's so bad. Really good XP, though. think every game of Pokemon is at least playable and has some fun. It's true. Man, this Wingull just gets to participate in the fun. I like how you can tell I'm turboing the B button, because when she's done talking, I start bouncing. Kind of funny. Alright, so when I get the PP Max, I will use it on return. A little thing I like to do with the Ichor Bike is sometimes when going through tight corners, I will hold the B button to do the little wheelie. It is slower than like running, but like for tight corners it'll help. Although for this cave, I should really not use the bike. Hey, Professor Birch says I can ride the bike here, so it has to be good, right? That's what I've heard, yeah, about Sonic. I better get that PP Max. I'm just not using the PP Max until next time I use a Super Repel, just to save some time with menuing. Also, here's the thing I'm thinking of. If, well, I still have to go to Pacific Log anyway, but I could technically skip the Gyarados guy and just get the rare candy. I don't know. You know, theoretically, I could use a Person Berry for the Maxi fight, but I'm not going to bother on equipping my item. I'm just going to use Brick Break on the Mighty Yenna, probably Swords Dance the Crobat. Well, he'll probably just use Swagger. I'll be fine. I was slower than the Crobat anyway. I mean, all the Smash Bros. Games are good, except for Smash Bros. 64. That game is awful. I mean, at the time, it was really good, but compared to other fighting games, the controls were just weird. Smash Bros. Only succeeded just because it had every Nintendo character in it. I can guarantee you, if Smash Bros. Had any other sort of character and not Nintendo characters, the game would not have succeeded. So I think it was pure IP was the reason it succeeded. And then they created Melee, which is way better. N64 Smash Bros. Is fun. Well, guess what? I never played it. As a kid, we never owned it for the 64. The first version of Smash I ever played was a 3DS, then the second one was Brawl on the Wii. So technically, I never really... Well, we played Melee a couple of times, but just as we were older. And again, I like Mario Kart 64. I did not think she could see me from up there. The one thing that kind of annoys me about Smash Bros. 64 is that your B button special attack and B while moving forward does the same thing. Like, I'm so used to every Smash game starting with Melee. Holding B while standing in place does a move, but if you run while doing it, it does a different move. In Smash 64, they both do the same thing, which really throws me off. Oh, I'll make sure to wait till game night, and then I'll tell him. He'll probably tell Steve to kick me from the call or something. And again, Steve always kicks me from calls when I tell him my opinion of Aerosmith. One of Steve's favorite bands. And I tell him that Aerosmith's one of the most overrated bands of all time. He hates it when I say that. He kicks me from the call every time I say it. Because I actually, at one point, I did own, when I was younger, a CD of, like, their greatest hit songs. I hated almost all of them. Like, I like a lot of 80s bands, but they're not one of them. Ugh. And yet I see them on, like, Hall of Fame magazines. I don't understand. Alright, let's go towards Pacific Log. I mean, it's not like I need the training for Tate and Liza, but all this tracking here that you have to do is mandatory anyway. You may as well do it before you do Tate and Liza, you know? Because having Pacific Log on the map does help getting to Sky Pillar a lot faster. I kind of agree with the Aerosmith one. I rarely stop to listen to them. Yeah, it's just, they're, like, great hits, just don't really sound good to me. Man, why can't these trainers have fully evolved Pokemon? They'd be so good. I'm actually going to skip Gyarados guy and just get the rare candy. I think if I skip some late game trainers but just get more candies instead, because I didn't use all my rare candies at Steven, I should probably end up with a higher level too, with less time. might potentially be able to save a lot of time on this split. Just because I think I fought way more water trainers than last time. Alright, I am going to equip a Persim Berry. Be at full health. Alright, so the plan is 1 free Swords Dance, and then I need to prioritize knocking out the Xatu. The good thing with the Wingull leading first, the Claydol will not use Earthquake. Help, I'm on my own. Alright, so now I want to get rid of the Claydol. You've got to be kidding. I said... Okay, now I want to get rid of the Soul Rock. Alright, now Lunatone can't hit me. There we go. I was kind of cutting it close. 4 minutes and 26 seconds faster. Alright, so from here, the rest of the game up until the league is going to be really easy. Although, I did say I was going to do this. I need to do it. I want to get Substitute over Megahorn immediately, just because it will make the Maxi battle more consistent. Yeah, and then Return will be over Aerial Ace for the league. Yeah, the Emerald streams definitely tire me out more, but it's definitely a more interesting experience to do the Emerald ones. Just they're just longer than Fire Red. They are more interesting, I will say that. Although I am looking forward to Hisuian Gudra next. Alright, I'm not even going to save for this fight. Substitute makes this relatively safe. I'm just going to use turn 1 Substitute before anything else. Psychic. I mean, to be fair for Steven, he was aiming for the other Pokemon. Dude, get out of the way. Oh, wait. I didn't get this rare candy. I need to get it really quick. Also, I still have the Personberry equipped. I could theoretically hold on to it for Juan because of his love disc using Water Pulse or Sweet Kiss, but Substitute effectively cancels that. I better just equip the Silk Scarf. A lot more people playing Arrow. I don't know. It's up to Boss KO if he's down for doing game nights. Yeah, Boss KO, if you don't know what we're talking about, Steve, myself, and a bunch of other people, John included, once a week we often do like game nights where we mainly play a lot of like Jackbox stuff, like party games, but we might try out other things, like potentially we might try and play Clue on Steam. I mean, if you're down for those, John can send you the invite link. We're trying to get regulars, though, because the problem is the server is just filled with so many people who pretty much never participate in game nights. It's got to be someone who's committed to doing them. At least when you're able to. Steve outed him and the others as a joke. Yeah, he does that all the time. I don't know if Boss KO can, though. If I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure he works graveyard shifts. So I don't know if it works, unless he doesn't work Sundays. Because the game nights usually tend to be, well, it's usually ranges from Friday to Sunday, depending on when people are available. It's rough for me to join with my work schedule, my days off being Monday and Saturday. I mean, they can't be on Saturdays. Plus, the only way I can use my laptop is through hotspot. Oof. Yeah, they probably wouldn't work out for you, but it's a shame. I mean, I feel like we already have plenty of people in the server. It looks like we might have 7 people for game night on Saturday, I believe. Might have like 7 people. At least that's what people voted on. Nice, I avoided that. This person always gets me. I just had a feeling he was going to use turn 1 protect. Also, the fact I only have 1 reset's actually super good. I mean, I have 1 reset at Watson, but then again, my first run had 2 resets at Watson, so that's better than none. That's better than... Yeah, that's better than 2. I had the reset on... Wait. Oh my god, I am such an idiot. I talked to Wallace on the tower, but I didn't go to the top. Oh my god, I am so stupid. Well, that's effectively my second reset. That would explain why the cutscene never started. No, don't save. I can just use a substitute Swords Dance. You know, funnily enough, the only difference between Juan's team and Wallace's team from Ruby and Sapphire here, that Juan has Kingdra instead of my low tick. The Kingdra is way more annoying to deal with because of Double Team and Resto Chesto. Other than that, they're the same. Alright, I did lose some time on that split because of that, but 3 minutes and 21 seconds ahead. Alright, I already have enough super repels because I made sure to buy extras. I really should heal, though, at the Evergrande City Center. Okay. I'll read the comment in just a second. How's the run going? I'm checking in even though I'm celebrating your birthday. Oh, happy birthday, Gainer. Hope it's going great. Those Pokemon's actually doing really good. It does have potential to dethrone Hisuian Typhlosion. Hisuian Typhlosion got a time of 128. Plus, Wally here did give me a reset because his Altaria paralyzed me. So I'm not going to let that happen again. I think it'd be cutting it kind of close because Hisuian Typhlosion didn't have a setup move, but this thing has Swords Dance. That might be the deal. That might be the difference maker. But we'll see. I'm biased towards water starters. Honestly, I'm more biased towards fire starters. I don't know. Whenever I play a new game, I always... Usually how I pick my starters is... I let my brother pick one first, and then I just choose something he didn't choose. And it's kind of inconsistent. Like, for Sword and Shield, I chose Grookey. And honestly, I'm kind of glad I did, because Rillaboom was actually a good Pokemon. In Scarlet, I chose Quaxley, which I honestly kind of regret, because Quackquabble's kind of bad. I think Skeledirge or Meowscarada would have been way better. My brother chose Meowscarada, and he's always kicked my ass in battles because of that. Because Flower Trick is such a move. Fun fact, I backported it in Pokemon Crystal when we did Meowscarada. Snowy had to help me custom code a move that always crits in Gen 2, and it worked. Oh my, that move was so good we used it on Red. That's how good it was. I believe my first time playing Sun and Moon, I used... Oh, I know Ultra Moon, I used Rowlet. For Pokemon Moon, I am not sure what I started with. It might have been Litten. I don't remember ever playing with Poplio. Okay, I really should heal. Now I'm sort of upset I did not get those citrus berries, because those are a good emergency healing item. And again, there's only one more mandatory trainer in here. I'm sure I can handle him. I will save, though, just in case. Please level up. Alright, I'm just gonna ignore it. I have more rare candies. This is fine. Okay. Do I want to use my rare candies now? No, I do not. Alright, I'm 5 minutes and 44 seconds ahead, and that's only because in the last run I got a blackout on Wally. Which is kind of sad. I meant to use Swords Dance. Alright, I need to teach Aerial Ace over Return. I guess for my held item, there's really nothing better to equip. I don't have any citrus berries or anything. I may as well just hold on to the Silk Scarf. Although for Steven, I do need to equip the Pecha Berry. Maybe I should have used another Swords Dance. Also, I believe I finished the run at level 65, so I could actually use all my rare candies right now and get 65. I'm not going to use my rare candies, though, until Drake. How's the run been? This run has been extremely good. I've only had one reset to Watson. The last run I had 2. I was able to first try everyone else that gave me a reset or blackout. Although I did do something dumb where I tried to go up the Sky Pillar. I talked to Wallace and then immediately flew back to Satopolis without talking to Rayquaza, kind of like an idiot. So I wasted like 30 seconds. Other than that, though, it went pretty good. This thing, honestly, I'm going to call it now. This thing's going to be Typhlosion. Because giving this thing 7 minutes to beat Drake, Wallace, and Steven, none of those guys in the first run gave me a reset. This thing is beating Typhlosion. Okay. Alright, I'm using all the candies now. Alright, so I'll be able to get to 66. But yeah, having Sword Stance is just very, very good. Also, I use that repel on purpose. It's so it'll carry over when I go to Steven. Alright, so it's not worth using Substitute here. I need to hope that thing does not use Rain Dance. Okay. All this means is the Ludicolo will outspeed and go for Giga Drain. Or just do that. Okay. Oh yeah, this thing's definitely beating Typhlosion. Because from here, it only takes me roughly a minute and a half starting here to get to Steven. Well, it might be a little bit more than that, but the point is, like, as soon as I get to Steven, I could probably second try him and still win. Alright, gotta delete Substitute for Hidden Power Ground. Gotta equip the Pecha Berry. Although the Skarmory does need to cooperate, though. Like, if it uses Toxic turn 1 and then Toxics again, I'll have to reset. But we'll see. Alright, let's try it. Let's do this. Toxic turn 1, that's not good. Turn 2, reset. At least it was a quick reset. I only have to beat 128.36. That's like 3 minutes from now. Dude, seriously? In the first run, he was so cooperative. He used, like, Aerial Ace, Spikes, then Toxic. Like, come on, dude. Spikes. Aerial Ace. Aerial Ace. There we go. Toxic. There we go. That's what I wanted to see. Alright, the rest of his team is free. Okay, minus the Clay Doll. No. No. Gotta be kidding. That thing defeated me. Oh no, dude. I guess... No, Brick Break would not have one-shot that thing. Oh, the problem is it's using Earthquake. Like in the last run, he just used a screen. Oh god, that's not good. $127.53, 4 resets at level 69, game time of 412. Well, here's the question. Does the bug type resist fighting moves? Because I think he's neutral to all of my attacks. Because I think bug resists ground and fighting, but rock resists flying. It does? Okay. So Brick Break was my best move. So I think that one reset I had on Steven was a misplay. That was completely my fault. But hey, it did 40 seconds better than Typhlosion. Let's take a look at the results. It goes from a 424 game time to a 412, attempt number 2. We were 4 levels higher with same amount of resets, 127.53. All right, now let's go ahead and sort this and move this poke on. There we go. So yep, these are the Hisuian starters. Samurott and Typhlosion, honestly, if they both had good runs, they could really compete with each other, but I still think Samurott would have the overall better edge. Because I did sort of play Steven kind of bad. Well, then again, I had 2 quick resets just because of Toxic. I mean, if there's a way to hold on to Substitute, that'd be great, but the problem is he'll just break it right away. Like, you still just need luck. I mean, you could have Rest, but Samurott just doesn't have the defenses for it. Alright. But yeah, it looks like the under 131. Oh, Shadow Stitch. Well, you're still here. I did want to show you what my times are for black and white. I may have to switch screens in case there's any spoilers. Shouldn't be? Oh yeah, there are. Let me go ahead and hide them. Okay. So this is what my leaderboard looks like. So yeah, after re-ranks, I had to replay Kyurem twice after that first playthrough, just because Kyurem is sort of inconsistent at the endgame, but I did get Reshiram with the best time overall, just because it starting with Dragon Breath using its special attack was way better than Zekrum's Dragon Breath using its worst offensive stat. But yeah, let's see, Kyurem. What was the main struggle for Kyurem? I don't really remember. I think Clay might have been... not Clay. Might have been Marshall in the league. Scizor, though, was actually pretty dang good. Swords Dance, and then Technician Bullet Punch. I don't know if Technician's a hidden ability of it. I'm pretty sure it is a hidden ability. But Technician Bullet Punch, like, you just use Bullet Punch the entire game. It's awesome. Alright, Nidoking. Nidoking was awful to play. I used Sheer Force on it, but, like, that wasn't the bad part. The bad part is that in the early game, especially for Berg, you had to rely on crits with Focus Energy, because you could easily get resets on Berg and Lenora. Like, you just have to bank on getting a crit, because one Focus Energy only gives you a 1 in 8 chance to crit. It's just an iffy fight. But Charizard, though, with 40 resets, honestly, kind of expected, because En's Caracosta has Stone Edge and Sturdy, so you need a Stone Edge miss. Similar thing with Marshall. I think I just got really unlucky that run, because there's also a lot of random black belts and hikers with rock types. But interestingly enough, Volcarona only had 9 resets with a worse moveset. I don't know if I just played Charizard bad, or if I just got that unlucky. Oh well, though. Anyway, thank you all for stopping by, everyone. I do appreciate it. The next stream will be tomorrow. I believe we're doing another Ike the Killer stream. Let me take a look at the schedule. Oh, we are doing Electros in Generation 1. That would be an interesting run, because that's a stone evolution, and without Levitate, that thing will actually be weak to ground, which feels wrong.